Hello everyone! Today I have another doll unboxing for you. As you have read from the title, today we will be opening a doll from the Transform Electrical Street series, which I am very excited for because it will be my first ever experience with a real BJD doll. Usually a doll can be either MJD, Mechanical Jointed Doll, or BJD, which stands for Ball Jointed Doll. All the dolls on my channel that you have met so far are all MJDs. So this doll will be a bit different. You might wonder what's the difference between an MJD and a BJD. Simply put, the only difference is in the joints. MJDs have plug-in solid joints, they usually have an internal frame, and BJDs are held up with an elastic string. Actually, if you are more interested in the difference between these two, I can make a separate video getting more in-depth about all the doll joints. But only if you are interested, so let me know in the comments below. Anyway, now that you know the difference, let's open my first ever BJD doll. So here is the original box of the doll. As you see, she has been opened before. That's because they are actually blind boxes, and you have to gamble to get the one you want. I personally really dislike blind boxes, and I hope that the trend dies soon. Maybe I dislike them because of my bad luck, like I mentioned before. I usually want a single doll from the set, so I don't want to get the rest of them just to get the one I wanted. You can always get the whole set and sell the ones you don't want over time, but I don't want to deal with that, so yeah, I don't support gambling. Anyway, here is her box. In the back of the box you can see all of them. Can you guess which of these 7 I got? I think it's pretty easy to guess. Here is a closer look at the box. On the front you have a cute artwork of them together. It's super cute. You can see here is written 6+1. That's because one of them is supposedly a special rare. That's why it's 6+1. On the side you can find all the information about the doll. It says that this doll is called Henshin Denki Street Series, which I think translates to Transform Electrical Street Series maybe. Here is a better look at all of the dolls depicted on the box. On the other side of the box, you can see the manufacturer name, which is Oi Oi Studio. This set is the first release from Oi Oi Studio. Since it's their first doll release, I will try not to be too judgmental. Here is the doll. Did you guess right which one I got? I mean, you have probably seen the thumbnail, so it wasn't much of a guess. On the first glance, she comes with a lot of items. She comes with glasses that you have to assemble yourself. Then we have an instruction sheet with some stickers. You can also get yourself a blank doll from them and customize her. That's what the stickers are for. I personally don't have a use for them. The instruction sheet has an English version, which I really appreciate. There you can find all the info about the doll, like her measurements, how to care for her, how to swap her hands, and even how to style her hair. The light might be reflecting a lot of the pages, so I will provide some pictures on the screen of the instructions, so you can have a read if you wish. There are a lot of accessories with this doll, so let's get into it. The doll comes with little card. The card has no info about her, just her name, which is Blood. Here we have a scarf, I think, black glasses, a stand, extra hands, of course her clothes, extra shoes, pajama set, some stickers, gel, hairbrush, hair ties, eyelash, eyebrow spoolie, and some mystery bag. Oh, and you also get her little flip phone with her, as well as her body pillow. As you see, there are a lot of items with her. Definitely more than I expected. Now let's open the doll. She comes nicely protected in plastic. Next to her is an extra handset, her shoes, and her headband. And of course we have the dolly itself. Under her are some black wings. Behind are some wires and her tail. They are taped to the plastic box, which is smart. This way the wires have zero contact with the doll and they can scratch her during transport. I am just confused what the metal rods are for. She comes with a little film around her face, so her hairstyle stays tidy. Her eyes are this beautiful dark red color, and her hair is super full and soft.
Nice and silky.
If you have seen the unboxing of my Misty doll, then you probably remember I mentioned that she had some scratches on her body, and I wasn't sure if that was normal, but since this doll has them too, then I guess it's part of it. They are not too noticeable, so it's not that big of a deal. And here is my first experience posing a BJD. She is very flexible. You can see that she does have an elastic string holding her together. This was a very interesting first impression. BJDs are definitely fun to play around with. I sure need some practice because you have to properly angle the limbs so they don't snap back to the old position. Eventually you will figure it out with trial and error. There are also some little pegs and stoppers at some limbs that help you hold the pose. Well, let's refresh her. She definitely needs a spa session after her long journey. After the last doll unboxing, I'm a bit more aware of the sticky gel. Also this thing, I think it's supposed to be hair gel. I'm not sure, but it's something sticky.
Oh, it's so sticky. I have no idea. Is this gel? What is this?
So I was a bit hesitant to open it up.
So is this gel? I don't know. It's just nothing here.
This time there was no gel. I was so confused. Is this to store the hair ties or what? The extra elastics are pretty good quality. I'm sure if you want to use other ones, you definitely can, since you can get them at any local stores. And you get some rubber wings, which I don't know what are used for. You also get some putty, probably so she can hold stuff. The eyelash spoolie can be used to brush and fix her hair. And the brush, I hope you all know what it is for. And now to the mystery pack. I thought that it's some wipes to clean her up.
Is that the gel?
Yeah, I think this is gel. It smells weird.
Smells interesting, yeah.
After examining the hair gel, we discovered it's simply that. Just hair gel. Now to her clothes and accessories. She comes with basic black platforms, her bed wings, and some extra hands. Let's also take a look at her clothes. I'm curious how good the quality is. First we have this red ruffle skirt. When flipping the skirt, there is a notch mark on the bottom ruffle. I'm not sure if this notch mark indicates where the middle of the skirt is. It could be, or maybe that's just the way they cut out the pattern, not sure. There is also a similar notch mark on the first ruffle, so it might be the middle mark. That's very interesting. Her outfit also contains some long socks with red and white stripes. She is also rocking this black shirt with stars on it. The shirt doesn't have any finishing stitching on the edge, but the fabric doesn't seem to fray, so it's okay. On the shirt there are also some notch marks. It's likely to mark the middle, but I am not sure. Here at the closure they are not really in the middle, so maybe that's just the way they cut out the pieces out. I don't know. You can easily cut them off, so it's not that big of a deal. Overall, the clothes are pretty good quality. On the shirt goes this vest with a mini hood, which definitely won't fit over her head, so it's more likely for looks. And then for her accessories, she has some hand warmers, cross choker, black leg warmers with belt buckles on them. Also she comes with a white belt with a star chain on it, because she is a star. And a tiny bobby pin. There should be a red one as well. I kinda lost it in the sea of her clothes. But yeah, there are two in total. One red and one black. And lastly you get some underwear for her, which is amazing. I am definitely pro underwear with dolls. For her extra clothes she gets a pijama set, which contains a top and some underwear. It's a super cute set. Here is a closer look at the extra shoes. There is one pair with two little openings on each side in which you can put a ribbon through. You can see the doll Nyako wear them. They are in basic white color, so I'm sure if you wanted, you could paint them. And the other pair is the same shoes as she has, just in white. Here is a side by side. And since she is her #1 fan, she has her own body pillow, which is totally normal thing to have a body pillow of yourself. The pillow is soft and the print on it is nice. This is a very funny accessory to have. After opening her extra handbag, we stumbled on this little paw hand. You will see later how it can be used. For the 3 pairs of glasses you saw before, I decided to try to assemble one of them, just to see how she would look with glasses on. I decided on the red pair. You can't really push them out of the mold, so prepare some cuticle cutters. And after cutting them out, you can just bend them to a proper shape. Here is a better look at her flip phone. Sadly, you can't close or open the phone. It's cute. I would definitely want to paint it since I don't think pink matches her. Luckily, she comes with a stand, which I am so grateful for. The stand has a pentagram star on it with some rabbits, and it likely depicts a ritual. Maybe we are summoning these dolls to us, so that's why. To assemble the stand, you simply slide the part that holds the doll into the stick and then plug the stick to the base. Let's finally dress her up. It's nice to have a reference photo next to her to see what goes where. If you are not interested in the dressing up part, feel free to skip to the timestamp that is shown on the screen. With BJDs, to remove the hands, you can just unplug them. First you have to unhook them from the hook which is very scary. I am really afraid to lose the string into her body. I read somewhere that restringing a BJD doll can be really hard, so I really don't want to deal with that today. So at first I used toothpicks to hold the hooks in place. I managed to find more information about the doll on the internet. Let me read it out for you. It says she is the Cross Star band lead singer, so maybe the star on her shirt is the band's logo. And I think she might be a metal vocalist. It says growling is just breathing with the soul, so that's amazing. She has mixed heritage, she is a native English speaker, and she is a master of the vocal growling technique. And of course, to put on a choker, you have to take off the head. But as we started to decapitate her, we realized that there is an elastic holding her head. But at the end you just pop it out, so don't worry. It does make a scary sound though. And here are some words of wisdom from me.
Be confident and you got this.
Now we can put on the choker. My toothpick method aged really poorly now, because how are we supposed to put on her hand warmers? That's where I found out that the hook can be positioned so that it doesn't slide down into her body, which is crazy, I didn't know that. And to replace the arms, you just hook them into the hook. I decided to give her one white shoe and one black, because I think that would suit her. Her bat wings go on her arms like a bracelet, which is super smart. She doesn't have a hole on her body for her tail, so I would assume you just bend the wire to your desired position and you make a hook at the end and hook it to her skirt. After the dressing up part, we can finally bring her back to life. The horn headband you have to bend yourself, just like the tail. Here she is ready to perform. You can see I put her hair clip off camera. It was really annoying to fixate them to her hair, but they are on. Here is a spin with all of her items. You can see all of the hands that she comes with. She comes with a couple new gestures to me, like the pinky promise and claw hand. I love that hand gesture, it's adorable. And only after finishing dressing her up, I found that the paw hands were the solution to all of my problems. I was so afraid to drop the hook into her body and lose it. Well, this little paw solves that issue. It's tiny, so with it, it's so easy to put on her hand warmers and wings. I don't know why I didn't think of that. Sorry for realizing it so late, but this is a lifesaver. I probably won't use the glasses, but I do think she can be a secret glasses user. But maybe she is too prideful and embarrassed to wear her glasses out in public. And about the pajama set, I will show her in it to you in a second. Here is how she looks with them.
Wow.
Isn't she cute? She's ready for a sleepover. I do wish the set was in red instead of blue, but it is what it is. The pajama fits her body very well. She is so adorable. The set goes very nicely with her stripy tights. Also, after playing with her for a bit, I'm not a big fan of the knee joints. It just looks so ugly when she sits down, but the socks cover it up at least. I don't know, I'm just not a big fan of it. At the end, I never ended up using this rod. Maybe it's for restringing her. I'm not sure. If you have an idea, let me know. Here is a size comparison with Nola. They are both 1/6 technically, but you can see that Nola is way bigger. Nola is 25 centimeters tall and Blood is 23. And here is Misty next to Blood. Misty is 1/8 scale, 21 centimeters. So that's Blood from Oyoi Studio. I'm super impressed by what I saw today. She is a super cool doll and I'm so happy to have her in my collection now. I was actually planning to pick up Saki from the set, but she ended up having blue dress instead of black, and I feel like I need a doll not in Lolita or Victorian clothes for once. Also, as I edited this video, there are 2 extra hidden ones. I think they are called Mahiru and Mayoru, one in black and pink, and the other one in white and red, which is nice to know. Also, as I was searching for them on the net, for some reason on my figure collection, one of the dolls is named Neat, but I don't think that's her name. I think it's Nite, but funny to know. All the extra items are impressive for that price. I got her for around 38 euros, which is crazy. The stand is included, she has underwear and extra clothes. Her clothes are super detailed and she is rocking my favorite colors. And that is really hard to top for me. So I would definitely recommend Oyoi Studio to you. Yes, it was their first launch and maybe they are trying to win you over with all of the extra stuff, so keep an eye open for their upcoming releases and see if they keep this up. As for today, Oyoi Studio is working on a new doll set that will be released in July. I will put pictures of them on the screen. I'm curious if they will also come with a bunch of extras like their first release. Only time will tell. The only con I can find is the knee joint. It's not appealing to me, but other than that I really can't find anything to complain about. And let's not forget about the body pillow. Oyoi Studio, you definitely raised my expectation bar, and if I can get so much from just that amount, then I can count on you for sure. On that note, let's end this video. What do you think of her? Do you own any dolls from Transform Electrical Street series? If yes, how are they? What is your experience with them? I'm curious to know. And as always, thank you for spending time with me here today. I really appreciate you. Thank you so much for watching and bye bye!